Hi everybody, Chef Danny Davies here, and I'm up in Rybavitch Marina, West Palm Beach, and I'm here to see Chef Diane McQuaid.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you for coming to visit.
Yes, it's fun to be up here. I haven't been up here for a while. I just landed in Florida a few days ago, and you were here in Rybo. Your boat's here, new boat. Tell me a little bit about the boat.
I'm currently doing a temp gig on a 60-meter, back as a sous chef.
So it's a sous chef. So
Yes.
a temp gig, for those who don't know at home, is where a chef kind of steps into a role for a few weeks, few days?
Yes, so for the whole month of January.
Whole month of Jan. And
yeah.
then you scoot off onto another boat, or?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to sous chef again. This was kind of a tactical temp gig for me.
Oh, right, so you're like building up your career by trying out different things.
Well, yes, and I wanted to be at the Rybo gym for the month of January, to be honest.
Yeah, this is a lovely marina. They really take care of the crew here. You've got a pool here, right?
Yeah.
There's a nice restaurant. You do things in the afternoon and the evenings.
We do. So it's actually a lovely change for me. You know, I've got a really nice setup here. I've got a wonderful head chef.
What size boat is it?
60 meters.
60 meter. You're the sous chef. You have a head chef as well.
I have a head chef.
Shout out to the head chef. Who's
that? Shout out to Chris Blackburn, who is an absolute legend.
You're a legend, Chris.
Learning lots and lots from him.
So this is your tactical move, right? So you do a bit of sous chef there, but then you learn off a head chef that's got more years of experience.
I have. I previously was a sous chef earlier on in my career on a 52-meter fed ship with another amazing head chef. Shout out to Chito, who is responsible for most of the good things about my chefing. And that was wonderful for me.
Let's talk a little bit about your career then, because you didn't start as a chef, did you?
I didn't.
No, you're
started
a
as a yes. Do not assume my galley gender.
So you transitioned from stewardess
from interior.
Tell me a little bit how that worked.
Chef.
You started as
I actually started in yachting a bit later than most people. I was 36 years old. I know you'll probably be so shocked.
Oh, you've only been like a year.
Yeah, right. And you know, on kind of discovering that many yacht chefs that I was friends with or worked with hadn't actually been chefs kind of in the real world.
In the previous life.
Yeah, that many people actually did move from interior, having just loved cooking and been good at it. And I worked as a chief stew and made quite a lot of money on a charter boat.
So you went, sorry, just to interrupt, you went from third stew, cleaning the toilets, beds and heads, through to second stew, and then up to
I was sole stew initially.
On a smaller boat?
On a smaller boat, on a 32-meter sailing boat. Then up to second stew on a 50-meter. And then I was chief stew on a 40-meter charter sailing yacht. So that was wonderful. And I kind of just continuously have worked actually. So that was when I made the decision. I made enough money to go to culinary school for a bit and also not to work having, you know, if it didn't happen for me straight away.
Yeah.
So,
what culinary school did you go to?
I went to
Ashburton.
Ashburton.
Oh, Ashburton. Shout out to Ashburton.
Well,
in the UK, right?
That is right,
And that's where you're from. You're from the UK. Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm from Scotland. I'm from
Bonnie, Scotland.
Small village in Scotland.
Small village.
Yeah, but I wasn't living in Scotland when I started yachting.
Oh, right.
I don't like the cold.
Okay.
So
where were you living?
I was living in Barcelona.
Nice.
In Spain.
And you were like, I like those yachts?
Yeah, no, that's another funny story. My good friend Dominic, works for a yacht provisioner, and he just asked if I would come and help them out during their busy Christmas period.
I hope we can get the provision on the boat.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dominic. What
Dominic, he works for True Tastes, based in Tarragona. And
why was it Tarragona?
Oh yeah, well, yachting not on my radar whatsoever. I'd never seen Below Deck. Had never even occurred to me who might work on a super yacht. And then when I sort of got like a bit more involved in the industry, I was like, what a shame I didn't do this, because I felt like I would be so, like, it would be perfect for me.
And now you're living the dream.
And now 5 years later, I've just redone my STCW.
Oh, you have?
So
from Bonnie, Scotland. You've got the 5-year point.
5-year point.
And now you're a chef.
Yeah.
Fully fledged chef. You've done your culinary course. Tell me a little about some of the boats that you've been on.
So I was very fortunate. I actually went straight into a chef job. I had my first chef job lined up before I'd even finished my course. Through a friend of mine.
As it always works.
Yeah, that's it, you know.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, keep good relations in yachting. So yeah, I went straight to a boat that I joined in New Zealand.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then we
How
went.
big was the boat?
The boat was a 40-meter sailing yacht,
Oh,
and
lovely.
we
Oh,
went.
that was amazing, right?
It was amazing. When I look back to that experience, I definitely give myself quite a large pat on the back because I genuinely think I would be terrified. It was my first cooking job, and we had a 3-week guest trip
Oh, wow.
in Fiji.
Oh, it's beautiful, eh?
Stunning, beautiful. But the first 2 weeks were remote sailing, so we wouldn't get provisions until 2 weeks later.
So a lot of pasta.
So
a lot of rice
no,
dishes.
no, I did. I did manage to. I don't know how. I think ignorance was maybe bliss. Like I just didn't really think too much about the fact that it's scary.
How many people?
4 people.
4 people.
So
like the crew.
no, there were 6 crew and 4 guests.
And you feeding everyone.
Yeah.
So 10 people.
So yeah, 10 people. So I just did it, and
How long did that last?
I was thrilled. I was only on that boat for 3 months in the end. After that guest trip,
That's a long time.
well, the boat was then going back to Palma to do a yard period. And to be honest, I didn't really want to just go from cooking for guests to then, spending like 5 months in a yard because I didn't think I was going to learn so much. And I got the opportunity to come to Florida and join the Fedship as a sous chef.
This sounds like a bigger boat.
It was 52 meters, but
52?
it's a big boat.
Iconic boat.
I still dream about my cabin on that boat. I could live in there.
Oh, I love Fedships. They're so good on that.
Oh, so
well
good.
built, strong boats.
Yeah, it was lovely.
So you were the sous chef.
I was the sous chef.
Was this a busy boat or?
This was liveaboards. Yeah, liveaboards love me.
So those who don't know, just explain a little bit what a liveaboard is. What's the difference between liveaboard and
liveaboard owners that come on for the entire season, and they only go away for yard periods. So generally that means for the crew, that especially chefs, you will work every single day in the season.
I know people going up and have a dinner off.
Yeah, although for sous chef, you're cooking for crew, so it was, you work every day. But it's such a great experience, like for creativity, thinking of new foods, thinking of, how to keep everybody happy and still have that variety and whatnot. And that, to be honest, was such a pivotal career move for me. My head chef was wonderful. So willing to impart his knowledge.
This is the guy you shouted out earlier, right?
This is one of them. So this is my original head chef, Chito, who taught me. Love you, Chito. And he's very proud of me now, which is very, very nice. I'm glad to be able to sort of take on the skills I've learned. And I get a lot
because there's quite a bit of stigma about people who come as a stewardess and then move over to be a chef.
Yeah.
That's why you haven't really been fully baptized in the galley. But I feel like you have, right? We talked in Culinary Convenience. Shout out to Aaron over at Culinary Convenience. We shout out at the Chef's Club, and we were talking about
we were.
That's why I wanted to get you on the podcast. So tell me a little bit about some of the things that have happened to you as you've gone from being a stewardess over to being a chef.
Okay, I mean, I would say on the whole, I have found it to be a positive experience, and I know personally so many amazing chefs who have had like such amazing careers in the industry, coming from, being a stewardess, who are now head chefs on very successful, very high profile boats. And it was only quite recently that I did have some negativity that really shocked me. And it's a group chat that both of us are in.
On the WhatsApp groups, those who know, the
Yeah.
WhatsApp groups are kind of like where all the chefs iron out all their dirty laundry, ask about where to get provisions from. But yeah, sometimes it get a little heated in there.
Yeah, sometimes. I haven't done full charter as a chef, and I had the opportunity to go on a charter boat. So I just asked a very generic question about, in your chef's safe space, about anybody's experience of going from private to charter. Not thinking anything of it, but apparently that really upset a few people. I don't know who it was because their names aren't shared, of course, but they were very upset about the audacity of a stewardess coming into making a charter chef. I was advised to go and work in a restaurant for 5 years.
Get a Michelin
I
star.
said probably not going to do that.
But good for you. You stood up to the pressure. And you can hold your own.
Yeah,
how long have you been a chef for now?
Coming up to 3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah.
And that's, you pick your teeth, you know what's what. So tell me, a little bit about the future. What are you planning to do next?
So
after this finishes kind of end of Jan.
This finishes end of January, and I have at the moment got a couple of things that I'm mulling over. to step into. I have an idea in my head of what I want to do, and I would like to go on my next boat to be very long term. So ideally, I think I'm looking to do private charter, and it doesn't necessarily have to be charter, but I would like to be, cooking for owners that use the boat quite a lot, and I get to, yes, I'm probably, yes, oh really? Probably not, I would say 45 meters max, depending on the usage.
Yeah,
but
that classic soul chef side.
yeah,
Charter boat goes out all the time. Probably like the one
exactly.
behind us here. Make some money. You get good tips on charter, which is
Yes.
different to liveaboard. You don't really get big tips, right? But the bonuses.
Yeah,
That's when you get
no, of course. But private as well. I mean, I'm keen to be on my next boat for the foreseeable. So I'm interested in anybody that can offer like development, because
I'll leave the details below.
Yeah, I've got, of course, yeah, please. I've got a lot of courses and whatnot. I want to start investing in myself now as a chef.
Tell me about some of your cuisines you've got. What's your kind of like typical cuisine that you like?
My sort of typical would be Asian fusion, Mediterranean, but
Not
yourself.
Scottish.
I heard it's illegal here, which is mental considering some of the stuff that's legal here, but who knows? So, obviously I have
and anything you're looking to develop onto?
Definitely Japanese for me. In fact, I saw a really interesting conversation in one of the WhatsApp groups today about some of the schools in Japan. There's like a 5-week sushi chef course. For me, sort of more advanced, like pastry, to get like a little bit more in depth with, skills and whatnot there.
Yeah.
So that's
definitely one of the good things to have when you're a soul chef.
Yeah.
You have to be good at everything.
That's it. You have to have like a really sort of wide repertoire. In fact, that's my worst question when someone says, "What's your favourite food to make?" I'm just like, I don't know, all of them.
The ones I get paid for.
Yeah, so I make like so many different things, and we were discussing today actually about when you have happy accidents that you discover things.
Bit of Bob Ross.
Yeah, like I'll just be like, today I put something in wrong that I didn't mean to, and I was like, do you know what? Let's see how it goes, and if it's better than the recipe. Yeah, so yeah, no, I'm just like, yeah, this is how it's meant to be.
How do you deal with like mental stress on the boat? You're a sous chef at the moment.
Yeah,
a sous chef before that can be very stressful. How do you kind of deal with it? And being a sous chef as well, you could have a nightmare head shift.
Yeah.
So what are the things you do to kind of keep things chill?
I like to go to the gym. I like to exercise a lot, and I do.
Oh, I've seen you do there, yeah. Cold plunge.
Oh my gosh, yes! I've just started doing that. We have a cold plunge on the boat, and some of the crew are very into it. So yeah, I've started doing that, and it's not as bad as you would think, because to me that sounds absolutely horrible. But yeah,
horrible. That's the point.
Yeah. I like to keep fit, and I always like to, I just won't stay on a boat that's got toxic crew.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for my personality and like my personal happiness. So
I totally agree with you. I think there's a boat out there for anybody. Yeah. And if you're in an environment where you feel it's really toxic and it's getting you down, it's maybe time to move on. There's plenty of boats out there, right?
But to be honest, on the whole, I've had such good experiences with my head chefs and with other crew members, and I genuinely love my job.
So you haven't got a horror story? Someone that drove you crazy?
Oh yes, I definitely do. No.
Okay. We'll have to put that in the extended credits.
Yeah, I'll put that in there. You can send me money for that one. But I have been lucky, and I've actually had really good captains as well. Mm-hmm. That if I've ever needed to have a little bit of an event or just to sign things off, I've had really understanding, really out there captains and owners. Like my last owner was just a gem. Like I loved her. And it was a pleasure,
Yeah,
it was really, it's
talking of special, where's the most special place you've been to? Where's your favourite place you spent time?
Oh my gosh, okay, I'm probably going to be so basic here and say, I love Antigua, and the universe has kept me away from Antigua for the last couple of years. I love the Caribbean.
Yes,
I just love it. I love the people. I love the vibe.
How do you find provisions there?
Not too bad, actually. I find in Antigua the provisions decent. We obviously have, oh gosh, what's the name of the shop at St. John's?
I don't know, there's so many. Supermax, Super Value. There's so many, isn't there?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. But to be honest, I find they're so helpful. The white basket or something. I've got a lot of good contacts in these places.
That's
so
really
I find
important,
it to be,
chefs out there that are getting into this, you kind of build up a network of people over different islands, don't you?
Exactly.
Where you can get stuff.
I've got really good contacts to be able to ask questions and whatnot, and I just find the guests, they love being in the Caribbean as well, and it's really special. Fiji was amazing. Like, I really, and I've done one and a bit like New England seasons, and I really enjoy that because
it's cold.
Well,
Because you're home.
prior to being in yachting, even though I had lived all over the world, I'd lived in New Zealand, I'd travelled extensively, I had never been to the States until I started yachting. So for me to be able to see a lot of these places, going up the intercoastal, and it's really special.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
yes,
So what did you do before yachting?
I worked in hospitality most of my adult life, sort of running bars and restaurants, and I also sold new cars for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So I like talking, you probably see.
Well, that's fantastic. Is there anything else you want to add? Anyone else you want to shout out?
What I would like to say, definitely, I'm currently chatting to some of the younger people in the industry who've asked me questions about doing the same as me, like transitioning over. And I'm just so supportive of that. And I really try to pay it forward because obviously, Nina, the cruise chef.
Yeah.
I will never forget Nina, legend. She was so kind to me when I started yachting way back when, before I was even a stewardess, messaging like now with questions and whatnot. And she gave me a load of good industry advice and I really try to pay that forward. And anybody that's looking to do the same, I would 100% encourage it. Do not be put off by anybody that says you can do it because you're not a mean chef. Absolutely. And the thing is, there might be a lot of chefs coming up, but if you have a good reputation and you're good at your job, then people will want you.
100%. This industry is about being professional, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about having a good night, having your fun times. And you guys that, kind of like I was telling you, I now have several things on the go that have all come to me. And I don't say that in any way with arrogance. I think I've been pride of, being a professional and making a good impression.
You come across as a fantastic chef who's done really well in their
Thank you so much.
So well done.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure
Appreciate
to meet
it.
you.
It's a pleasure. We're going to have some subtitles for the Scottish accent.
And anyone wants to get in touch with Diane, here's a Instagram. Do you want to tell where everyone is?
Yeah, I have an Instagram page at Yacht Chef Di. Feel free to have a look.
Send us some DMs, find out how to do it.
Slide into my DMs.
We need more people to come across from the interior side. It's like a team there. You understand how it works so much better when you've done both sides of it. So
true.
I'm all for it. As long as you can cook some eggs, we're all good, right?
All good.
To see more videos, go to Behind the Line with Chef Danny Davies, or check me out on Instagram here at Future Chef Project.
Thanks. Bye. Thank you.
Bada done, bada done, bada done.